Okay, and welcome to this video. If you're watching this, it's probably because you're an Upward coach at Volinia Baptist Church with our Upward basketball program. So we wanted to go over a couple things here just on video that you can watch on your own time instead of all trying to get together. And we've done that before, and it's hard to get all the coaches together. So if you're a brand new coach, you might want to watch this a couple times because we're going to run over things pretty quickly. If you have coached with us for many years, there will probably be a couple of new things, just small and brief, and of course we want to kind of recap the philosophy of the whole program anyway, so it'd be good for you to watch, but maybe you can click the settings and put it on twice the speed or something like that. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I know your time is valuable. Okay, so a couple of things that I want to show you real quick is all the teams are divided either into Division 1, Division 2, or Division 3, and these are based mostly on age. Pretty much there's a division between kindergarten and first, second and third grade, and then fourth, fifth, and sixth over here. There are some that overlap, so that's not completely exactly the same. My daughter's in fourth grade, but her skill level's not up here with these guys, so she's down here to enjoy Division 2 this year. The rim heights for Division 1 is 7 foot, Division 2 is 8 foot, and Division 3 is 9 foot, okay? And then once they're past 6th grade, when they go into junior high, they'll be shooting at the 10-foot rim with the next program that they move on to. But that'll get them ready here. The ball heights, or the ball sizes for Division 1 is a small, really small ball. It's a 25-inch ball. If you've got parents that ask you because they want to buy one for their child to practice with at home, that's a 25-inch ball. The diameter for Division 2 and 3 is the 28.5-inch ball. This is the normal women's size. And so we don't use the full-size ball. We'll use a 25 and a 28.5. Okay, I got a little set of notes here to cover just to make it a little quicker. Let me show you one thing that's going to be really helpful to you is this coach's playbook. Every coach is going to have one of these in the bottom of their box. All the boxes will be available in. Let me get the glare off there. All the boxes will be available at the first practice. We'll have them out, and each player has his own box with his jersey and some other goodies in there, and then each coach is going to have their own box typically there is, if I knew your size, you're going to have a coaching polo in there. If I didn't know your size, or if it's not quite right, I did buy some extras, so let me know what size and we can get that taken care of. I want you guys to have you're volunteering, you're not being paid, at least you could get a polo that fits. So let me know about that. But this will be in the bottom of your box also. And there are some really good resources in here. Also, myupward.org has some great resources for coaches. There's even a coach app that you can get on there. I've never used the coach app. Usually everything that I need when I coach is right here. But there's some good drills and there's some good tips at myupward.org for coaches. The last about 5 or 10 pages in this is what I really use, and it's because we at Volinia, I know different upward leagues do it differently, but we at Volinia, we do 2 halves that are 15 minutes each, and about every 5 minutes the scorekeeper is going to ring the timer and you're going to have a substitution change. So really it's kind of like there's 6 periods, 3 per half, every 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 15 minutes. So the whole thing is 30 minutes and we've got a lot of substitutions. So what I do is I write the player's name in there and I make sure that they all get, by the end of the year, that they all get equal playing time. This league is not about winning. There's not a trophy for the team that wins the most at the end. The successful coach in this league is the one that their players have the most fun and love their time. Okay, so this is all about positivity and encouraging. Yeah, there is correction. Yeah, there is that was a double dribble and you can't do that. There's a rule against that. But coaches, really what we got to do is keep up the positivity. And that's really the big thing here. So yeah, make sure that you get equal playing time throughout. I mean, obviously every game you're not going to be able to do that, but if you keep track of it here, you'll do a better job. will stay happy, and then you can catch a player up who maybe missed a game, or maybe didn't quite get, maybe was just back one period of playing on the last game. Okay, the practices. All the practices will be here at Volinia Baptist Church. You'll probably be practicing with another team on the other side of the gym. And our practices have what's called a mid-practice huddle. And that's a time where we pause the basketball and we get a challenge right from the Bible. We have some guys from the church that are volunteering to do that. So that's, I guess, one less thing that the coaches all have to worry about. You can come, you can relax for that 5 minutes. We'll have a guy at from the church that will volunteer to do that part for you, so you don't have to worry about that. As we walk into the gym, let me grab the ball card. Try to organize this a little bit better for us, and I need to take some time and pump up these balls. But this cart will be available. I'm going to have some cones and some things that we'll need for our practices, the green stars and the cones, and some ball pumps in there. And then there will be a game bucket also that will have our game stars, and we'll have a Bible for devotionals for the games, and some pumps, and everything you'll need will be here. We'll have 28.5-inch balls here, and we'll have 25-inch balls here right on the cart. Okay, this year we're not going to do the matchup bands with the Velcro straps. What we're going to do is I've ordered some clips that are different colors, and we've got 5 different color clips, and that'll be just a little easier for the coaches. I know in the past it's been just a little bit hard. We have a very brief time where we're getting kids in, and I'm trying to mark this kid has been in for this period, and then I'm trying to take his yellow thing off, and it takes 2 hands, and come on over here, you're yellow, and trying to get that in his jersey. This year it'll just be a clip, so it's a lightweight plastic, kind of like a little bag clip, so we'll be able to clip that off their jersey and clip it on the player that's going in. That'll be a little bit faster. But the way I'm imagining it is as the teams arrive, and as they're in the run-through tunnel, and they're getting ready, coaches go ahead and try to kind of size up the players and try to match them up even before they get announced. That always seems like a real good time to do a little bit of that. And coaches, we're very friendly. We're going to show great sportsmanship and cooperation between each other, so do a good job of that. And another thing that I found has been helpful is if you'll put the lighter colors as some of the weaker players on your team, and if you put the darker, deeper colors as some of the stronger players, then naturally, as you're going through, you're gonna look at the other coach, and you're gonna try to match up the players. But sometimes you just don't have time, and we don't do a great job at that because it's just quick. And I know there have been several times where it looks like a player is pretty discouraged because he's matched up with a player that has a really high skill level. And I think maybe just in the back of our minds, if we keep the fact that my strongest player out there is going to have a darker color, a deep purple or a blue, and then red or green, and then we get down to kind of the orange and the yellow, and the weaker players are gonna just naturally be matched up against each other like that. If we do a good job of that, then that'll help our kids have more fun. Okay. The boxes, like I mentioned, each kid is going to have their box, so you can distribute that. We're planning on putting a bunch of the game schedules in their boxes, so you'll be able to pass those out. And at the first practice, or if you get a chance at the first or second practice, get the parents in and say hi to them and be able to meet them and make sure that they all have your number, and do a real good job just communicating. Make sure that everyone can talk to you and let you know their concerns. You can always bring your concerns to me if there's not an easy question. If it's a little harder, you can ask me. If a parent needs to pay, a check goes to Volinia Baptist Church, and then they could probably give it to you, or they can just wait until a game day and you can point me out, and I'll be happy to do that. I've got a little list on my phone, so if you hand me some money, make sure I know who it goes to, and make sure I pull my phone out and take them off my list, because we want to do a good job of keeping records that way. I appreciate you coaches helping in that way. Okay, the first practices this year are going to be at the end of December. So let's see, 2020 going into 2021, it's going to be December 28th, 29th, and 30th, whether you're a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. And then bad weather, if there's just horrible weather and you don't think it's good to practice, that is great. You can make that decision, and I'll support you. Contact your parents and let all your players' parents know that. You should probably let us know also, so that we know what's going on, but you can make that choice. The church will be open. We'll be expecting you to do that unless you get a hold of us, and so you can make that decision on your own. Obviously, for game days, that'll be my decision. I have called all game day, a total day of games off because of weather before. If we have too many of those, then we'll have a makeup Saturday. So you can cancel practices if you need to. Okay, the rim heights. Let's just look real quick at how to do this. There's a little lever here, and you just unscrew this. It's a little tough. You don't have much leverage here. So you just lefty-loosey until it's loose. You can bring this down. There's markers for the height. Again, K and first grade is 6. That middle division is 7 foot, and then the highest division is 8. I said that wrong. Youngest one is 7, then 8, then 9, and this goes up and down with this. For the first game of the Saturday, the first 2 Saturday games. The first 2 games of every Saturday are going to be the youngest division, and this rim is going to be moved right up here to the yellow line. If you happen to get here and the setup crew hasn't moved it up, you could help us with that. Or if you're a middle division and you need to move it back to the back of the wall, you can help us with that. There's a little lever right down here. It's kind of hidden, but when you flip it up, this goes down, and that lowers this platform down onto wheels, and then you can roll this around wherever you need it to go. And then once you're in place, I usually put it just in front of where it needs to go, because it will go back a couple inches and gets flipped up, and then you're ready to go. So that's how to move the rims and how to adjust the heights. I have some volunteers that have done a good job at helping with that in the past. So more than likely, you as a coach won't need to do that individually. But on practice night, if the rim is the wrong height, we need to get that taken care of so that your team can practice. Okay, some of the rule divisions, the rules are going to be slightly different, and they're tiered for the different divisions. Division 1, that's the youngest kids. There's no stealing, and that's kind of the biggest one. And well, first of all, coaches are going to be the referees at that division. The coaches are going to be on the court with the kids. They're going to have a whistle. And if there's a violation or a foul violation, like a double dribble or like a travel, we are going to pause the game. You're going to blow the whistle, okay, and you're going to make the correction, because you're the coach and you're the ref at the same time. So you could say, hey buddy, if you stop dribbling, you can't dribble anymore. It's time to pass the ball. Unless you're close enough to shoot, then you can shoot, but you can't dribble anymore. So we're going to make that correction. Then that team will keep the ball and continue on. So we're not going to have turnovers based on violations. There will be turnovers if there's a shot and the rebound goes to the other team. There will be turnovers if there's a loss of control and the ball goes out of bounds. That's a turnover, but not on violations. And so yeah, Division 1, the coaches are the refs. We're not keeping score. We're keeping everything real positive. So if a team gets blown out, it won't show that up on the scoreboard. There's plenty of time for keeping score as they get older. No free throws, and turnovers are just on loss of control or rebounds. Division 2, that's that middle division. We will now have stealing. You can steal as a defender. Division 1, you're just kind of, you're doing defense with your feet, you're kind of blocking, you're staying in front of them, and that's how we'll teach them as we're coaching. Division 2, you can steal. Division 2, if the ref sees a double dribble or a travel or a foul, those violations are turnovers. And but there's still no free throws. So a shooting foul, it's just that team gets the ball back. We call it strongly. Don't be whistle shy. Blow that whistle out. Parents will get pretty frustrated if you're whistle shy. If you're confident, and even if you make a wrong call once in a while, be confident about it. Okay, Division 3. We, of course, have stealing. We have violation turnovers. We also have free throws. So if there's a shooting foul in Division 3, we'll line up the kids and we'll have 2 shots that are worth 1 point each. Division 2 and 3, we'll keep score, and it will be just like normal basketball rules. Normal shots are 2 points. Beyond the 3-point line is a 3-pointer. And of course, when you're having a shooting foul, 2 free throws for inside and 3 free throws for outside the 3-point line. Okay. The refereeing for the 2 top divisions, Divisions 2 and 3, we will have referees, and we're going to supplement with some volunteers. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a ref schedule together, and every coach in those 2 levels, Division 2 and 3, will be reffing also some games. A maximum of 4 games, and like I said, we're going to supplement with some volunteers from the church, so you may not have to ref even that much. But do your best at that. If it's completely uncomfortable for you, you can get a parent, a team parent to do it. You can ask me, you can ask another coach to fill in. A bunch of us don't mind at all, so if that's uncomfortable for you, don't worry about asking. Don't hesitate. We'll get you some help. That's not a big deal, but it really is fun when you get the hang of it, and when you blow that whistle, it's a good time. Okay, let's see. Let's go through the run through tunnel process. If you're a new coach, right here, this is the youth room. There's gonna be a run through tunnel right here at this entrance, and so when it's time for a game to start. Typically, we'll have a coach and his team lined up on this side and a coach on his team on this side. They'll be going through some of their matching up of players to defend. By the way, for those of you that are new, the matchup colors are who the kid would defend. You only defend one kid. If I have red, then I'm looking for the other guy that has red, and I'm going to defend red only. And we will blow the whistle. Unless it's a fast break situation, we will blow the whistle if a child just goes over to a kid and he's not his color and he just steals the ball from him or something. We're going to try to keep that. And parents may not understand that, but blow the whistle and explain to the kid out loud so that the parents can hear, hey, you've got the red defensive clip, you need to defend red. So anyway, that's what we're matching up in the run-through tunnels. We're going to have the coaches announced first, and the coach is going to run way over to the blue line, and so that's going to give a lot of time for this child to their name is announced loudly. People are clapping. There's music going on. He gets to run over there and join his team, and then that's how we'll do it. And if we can do that consistently, that'll create a great atmosphere for the kids. Also, at the end of each game, and help us out with this, coaches, if you hear another team that's getting their star awards, make sure you clap and hooray and do all that, because we really we haven't been able to get this as exciting as it should be. We want to make sure that this is a great time for all these kids. And sometimes the Star Awards, there's parents coming in, there's parents leaving, there's just a little bit of bustle going on, the run-through tunnels being blown up for the next team. But we want to do a good job of when that kid's name is called, cheering for him, and that starts with us as coaches. If we can lead in that, then that'll be great for everybody. Also, each star coordinates with an aspect of the game that they did really well. On the very last page of this coach's book, on the very last page, there's going to be a reference guide here. The blue star is for effort, gold star for sportsmanship, red for defense, gray star for offense, and white star for Christ-likeness. And some coaches do a good job at keeping track of what child gets what star. That way, a child that may not do the best in one area doesn't always get the red star for defense. And let your players and your parents know, maybe at that first practice, that the green stars that the church volunteers will give these out, the ones that are doing the mid-practice huddles. The green stars and the game stars are iron-on stars, so the kids can really collect quite a little badge collection of these stars, and by the end of the season they'll have quite a few. But let your parents know that those are iron-on for the kids to collect and enjoy. Especially the younger ones really enjoy that. Again, this is a positive atmosphere, so the more fun, the more encouraging you can have, the more cheering, the more good jobs, the more, hey man, you did your best, the more you'll get them next time, the more of that positivity that we can have, the best. That really does filter down to the parents. If we've got a coach and they struggle with positivity and they get on the kids, then it's amazing to see the negativity filter down to the parents and the refs and everybody. It's great just if we can keep it all positive, that will help our league to have just a great time. The award celebration is at 6 p.m. the night of the last game. Now that's in March, but if all the coaches will just plan to be there, and if you'll kind of talk about it positively to the players and to the parents, then we'll have a great turnout. We haven't had so great a turnout on a couple of the years, and it's just because we didn't have the coaches that were committed to being there. Now, I understand if something's going on and you can't be there, that's one thing. But try to encourage your players and try to encourage them by being there yourself. Hey, maybe we can sit together as a team, or you come in, it's going to be great. They will get their end of the year award. It's going to be a great time, so plan on coming and plan on encouraging the kids, okay? We also need the parents' help with something big. If all the coaches, if you can get your parents together at the first practice and meet them, tell them about the iron-on stars, keep it positive. But also one thing, we have had some problems with just unaccompanied children in the building, and we've had some damage, and we're not mad at anybody or anybody's kids or anybody's parents, but if the parents would do a good job of just kind of keeping them back here in the gym, in the youth room area. We've had some damage in the youth room too, but that's kind of expected. They don't need to be in the nursery, they don't need to be in the auditorium, they don't need to be messing with any of the equipment in the church. So if parents could help us with that, that would be huge. That would be huge. We love this program and we want to provide it and provide a great time for these parents and kids, but if we can keep the damage down, and basically that just means keeping kids, accompanied and here where we can view them. The last thing I want to tell you is that in the middle of February, we have a week, you'll notice on your game schedule, that is totally no games are even scheduled for that Saturday. And that's because every year, we at Volinia Baptist Church, we have a junior snow camp week that we go to. It's not a whole week long for the juniors, but it's it's Friday and Saturday. They spend one night overnight. And so juniors, 3rd grade through 6th grade, can go to that. If you're coaching a 2nd or 3rd tier, and you've got 3rd graders, 4th graders, 5th graders, and 6th graders, encourage them to go to that. Their registration for snow camp is discounted because of their registration for Upward, and it's just going to be a great time. Not everyone's old enough to go, but those that can, we're going to encourage it. And in the years past, when we went to snow camp, it decreased and put a lot of strange transitions into Upward. So we're just going to take that week off in February and have kind of like a snow camp day. So we're encouraging all those kids to join and to enjoy the snow camp that week, and we'll pick up with basketball the week after that. Okay? All right. Coaches, thank you so much for helping. We really appreciate you volunteering, and let me know if you need any help or have any questions.